Hey there, so today we have another review, and this is a beer courtesy of Syracuse Fan on Instagram. He reached out and sent some really special bottles. This is the first one I'll be reviewing, and this is Lost Abbey's Angel Share. Can't remember the last time I had this beer, and actually forgot what it was. It's actually a Scotch barrel-aged barley wine. So comes in at 14%. Let's dig into it. So, woo. You really don't want to pull it hard because that'll really push out all the CO2. You want it really nice and gentle. Granted, this isn't like something highly carbonated, one of those like barrel-aged Brett beers or anything like that. So hopefully you shouldn't have issues with exploding on you, but just in case, be real nice and gentle to your cork. But beer is pretty dark. It actually pours out. Ooh, wow. It's almost like there's yeast in there or something. It was quite cloudy pouring out of there, but a deep brown color. In the glass, it's like edging on black. It's almost black. It almost looks like a porter. And then it has a beautiful, yeah, almost like a stout, like medium plus brown head to it, but on the aroma, it doesn't smell like stout at all. I'm getting wafted already, and yeah, that's barley wine. That is sweet, that is thick. It has tons of biscuit notes, sweet caramel, rich notes of just like rich malty sweetness, like as deep as malt you can get. It has treacle, dark fruits in there, a little bit of cola, hints of chocolate, dried fruits for days, figs, raisins. Also, maybe a little bit of that Scotch quality coming in, yeah. Maybe a slight smoky note. Definitely the nice like whiskey kind of barrel note. A little bit of vanilla. Not super sweet and sticky, but certainly a barrel character coming in. Smells awesome. Cheers. Oh, wow. That is so different on the palate. First off, I just sense there's that little bit of like yeasty thing going on. There's a little bit of that kind of drying yeasty thing. Not necessarily too bad, but you know, it's sort of a little bit of that note that you might get from New England IPA. I guess not burning, but it has that kind of thing that sort of just sticks on the palate. And I can sort of see it. It's a very like milky looking beer, and it sort of comes off on the palate. Quite unfortunate. This was laid up, you know, upright. I don't know why it'd be so milky, so unfortunately that's a little bit of an issue, but in general the flavor is quite nice. So I didn't expect it, but it's very spirit forward. Doesn't really smell it, but up front, smacks you with a nice amount of whiskey character. Nothing too distinct. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm not super familiar with Scotch barrel-aged beers, even though I do enjoy Scotch. You know, maybe a little bit of that peaty thing going on. Again, it's not obvious, so I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't a peated Scotch. Yeah, some kind of whiskey note, but it is spirit forward, so I will say that. Covered around by a little bit of chocolate, cocoa, nice rich malty breadiness, almost like a deep toasted kind of breadiness coming on, more kind of sweet biscuit note, caramel driving in, dark fruits, more of those raisin figs, a little bit of the drying thing, and then again that like, yeah, it tastes almost like there's a little bit of yeasty thing going on. I don't know, maybe if I didn't see it on the pour, I wouldn't be tasting it. So I'm not quite sure, but I feel like I'm tasting something a little bit. 14%. Alcohol is actually decently well hidden. Really nice beer. It is big and boozy. The spirit forward notes up front really help enforce how boozy this beer is, but granted at 14%, it doesn't dry down. It doesn't drive down with too much alcohol. It obviously warms on its way down. It has a beautiful balance to it in the sense that there is a malty sweetness counteracting that big spirit forward note up front, and then the oak helps out dry out the beer. And then the other thing is just like a little component, like a hook of this hint of like stout note to it, right? Just a touch of roast to really play with those barrel characteristics up front, and then also help out with the alcohol, balance out the malts, just offer a little bit more complexity. And then, you know, actually like after 3/4 of the palate, actually dries out quite nicely. Alcohol is more of the sensation, drying alcohol effect on the palate, and then just boom, it's gone. Delicious stuff, absolutely fantastic. As for rating, Very nice. 91 on this one. This is Lost Abbey's Angel Share. Absolutely fantastic. Until next time, guys. Cheers. Later.